So welcome back once again, ladles and jelly spoons, to another epic episode of Historic Hospitality. The channel where we highlight all the useful things, the history, the know-how of the hospitality and hotel world. And in this episode, yes, we're going to show you how to build the ideal coal burning fire. Because yes, you know, they do still exist in hotels today. So at the time of making this, it's nearly Christmas. If you still possess a soul, please do like the video, drop it a comment and subscribe. The introduction. And it's a very big welcome from a narrowboat, my narrowboat, here in London. I'm on the west side, just in case you're wondering. So it's become perfect weather today as we hit a yellow and red storm warning outside. Many questions have come around on both boats, hotels and even the home setting as to how can we get a coal fire going. There are several aspects that make coal fires a little bit tricky, but then things you have to consider. So let's have a look now and see if I can give you, if you don't know, a little bit of advice on how to do it. So let's get low down, let's talk about the equipment. Now in England, Scotland and Wales, most councils will not allow certain burning types. But here we have coal, but we have a smokeless coal basically, so that's fine. We also have a set. Now this is very good because it comes with tongs, a shovel, a brush. The most important thing, and a lot of the chimney sweeps will still tell you, is you need to keep your grate or your grill clear. And that's where this brush is very useful. If you don't have one, a dustpan and brush will do. So you can basically just dust it off, make sure that the vent is clear. I have a dust tray which has been emptied. I preset this from the last fire. So the reason behind that is oxygen. You need oxygen to be able to flow because it's part of the fire triangle, which I'll explain in a little while. So as I know that's good, just so you know, tongs are very useful because at times you may need them to put the coal in or move the coal around. What I like to do is if there's a coal that's red hot or white hot as I should say, you basically move the old ones on. The dog wants attention. Dog, wait, I'm making a video. And you can put them and move them as. Be very careful. Obviously fire comes with warnings. You don't want to burn yourself. A very useful tool, but don't go too crazy on these, is the poker. Now this is my old original set from many years ago. It goes with, if I can lift it, my old Victorian coal bucket, which one day I'll varnish and brass up. But let's get back. They're very good tools. You don't want to get in early poking the fire, but this is a good tool as it goes. So let's do a basic build and discuss the principles of the fire triangle. Understanding. Now one thing you'll learn when you're in venues like a hotel is there are fire safety risks. There are things you can do to prevent fires or slow them down. Now the fire triangle is something I've learnt for years. There are 3 ingredients you need to start a fire, or alternatively take one of those away to put out a fire. The first thing you need is fuel. So in this case, for a fire, it's good to have kindling. Very exciting. Now this is going to give you a basis of burn and it's going to be very nice to get it going nice and warm. Now a coal fire is not the most efficient way of burning. It's not a very good heat source overall, but if you get it early enough before the temperature drops too much, you can effectively build up a very good heat. The coal as itself, because of ease and quickness, I've got my old build glove there, we've got this here. This is your long-term source of heat and burning. But what we need to do with the fire triangle is get the fuel, add the heat and the source. Now the source is going to be the flame. This is the burning material. Not going to go scientific. This is more of a practical exam. So we'll also need a little bit of something to get the fire going. And this is where I do something a little bit different from some people. Keep watching. So one of the important factors is to get a little bit of paper or card. I find toilet paper burns very quick, quite flammable, and I don't have a newspaper because I don't read it. So my first step, just to get that going, is put a little bit in the bottom, just above the grill. So this is where the oxygen can flow That's one of the triangle parts, is the oxygen. The fire needs oxygen to breathe and thrive. Take away the oxygen, you can also put out a fire. I'm now sounding like the fire trainers I've been with for years. So what you need to do there is just put a few bits of tissue, newspaper, anything like that. Don't use plastics, toxic, not very nice. I've had a few get in before and it wasn't good. Now I try and find the kindling that is broken up, splintered, thinner. So we've got a few bits here I've got together just for the demonstration. These will burn a bit quicker. The problem is with thicker logs, they will take a bit more time to get going. So it's best to do this. Now I will build a crisscross system, which a lot of people won't. The dog will keep moving because every time I talk he wants to be involved in something, he thinks something's going on. So you can see here, make almost a crisscross, noughts and crosses latwork system. By doing this, you'll put the fuel and the fire underneath. This is what burns first to get the fire going. By doing this system, I've found over the years, you will allow for the oxygen to circulate in and around the fire, meaning it will get hotter quicker and it should help the coal burn quicker. It is notoriously difficult to get this coal to burn, so this is a good step. So let's have a look now and see how my lattice work system will work. Crisscrossed over, fuel for the fire, ready to go. Now this will, as I say, allow for circulation of air. Now I'm no naive person. I know there is probably someone out there, many people say, do this, do that, many better ways. I'm just giving advice on how I've found you can do this. Now, you've seen the lattice work. I've always been a fan of these. They burn. These ones take a little bit longer to start burning. Many people used to say to me, oh, you just need a tiny bit. You don't. It's a nightmare if you use a tiny bit. It will take a long time to go. It will burn out too quick. Get a chunk, maybe about an inch or so long, and your heat source, your fire source, I should say, sorry. And then get your fire source. Now, what it's important to do is not rush a fire. This is a build in progress. It will take time. You will inevitably need to just leave it alone. The worst thing you do is start poking it, as I said earlier. Keep it simple. Keep it like, I suppose, cooking. Don't play with it too much. Just let it do its thing. So we're going to light the fire block now. These are all pretty cheap. You get them in Aldi's and Tesco's, Lidl's, all these places. And they're very highly flammable. Don't get it all over your hands. Now I would place this in the centre of the lattice work, and then it's the next stage. The prep's done, the base work is there. It won't take too long for the flames to catch. We know that flames will spread if they have the right material. So what next? Add on your smokeless fuel, the long-term burning fuel as I call it. So this is your coal. This is what's going to give you sustained heat over a period of time, and you can add more coal to this as it goes on. Now, because of my limited space, I've had to kind of put my hand in a lot more. Don't do that. You can easily get to it, but I had the camera and everything in the way. And I've never burnt myself doing this. And I had these gloves which were mold protection, not fire gloves at all. As you can see, the fire's going nicely underneath. The wood is catching. We've got this roaring fire from the chemical of the block. I like to place the coal there because you can see it's already drying out, it's already starting to get the fire going. This is where the key point lies. You need more fuel to keep it going, get it going. Now, I like to create almost like structures so that you can take more of the thicker kindling, which you want to take a little bit more time to burn, and place it around on the top as an extra fuel source. Now, basically by doing this, I keep it out of the way, but I keep it in contact with the coal. And by doing this, it will catch quicker. And as you can see, it makes a package to burn from within. So that's basically it, guys. You're well on your way to being warm. And if you are in a venue or a hotel, you're well on your way to setting a lovely roaring fire for your guests. So surrounded by stuff to build fires, sorry. Videos are messy as well as building. That is how you do it. Now, leave it alone, be very patient. It's going to take time. Inevitably, you can't rush a fire. This will get going, the flames will come, they will be bigger, the wood will burn away. At that point, you can add more coals in and then sustain the fire through the night. So I hope this has been a useful insight to how you can get a fire, the principles of why it works, and good luck with yours. See you in the next one.